Okay, guys and gals, about 10 seconds of the obligatory disclaimer. If you want to read the whole thing, just pause the video. Okay, everybody, let's take a look and see what happened in the stock market today. We're looking at the S&P 500 E-mini futures. Okay, you can also trade the /MES if you so choose. Really nice for smaller accounts, right? Okay, looking at the daily chart here. So let's ignore that one right there because that's the start of the new session. But today's candlestick, pretty small candlestick, pretty much a doji. Okay, it opened up at, let's see, 46.95 and a quarter and closed at 46.97 and 3/4. So only up about 3 points for the day. Most of the day was down. But the MACD looks like it's trying to get very strong here, guys and gals. Okay, if it does one of those, right now things look really strong. The Big Daddy forecast is kind of pointing down, but we could just be in one of these little areas right here like that, where it points down temporarily and then it goes up and takes off. So we'll see how that goes. Obviously, we're pretty far above the 50. Okay. But at the moment, anyway, the market looks strong on the daily chart. So we'll just see what happens. This is Thursday's candlestick already, even though it's Wednesday night. That's Thursday's candlestick right there for the futures, all right? Okay, let's look over at the monthly. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time here because it's pretty simple analysis right now. Okay. The monthly continues to have these big divergence warnings. They're just staring at us. And there's no doubt that's divergence right there, and so is that. Prices are going this way, and these indicators are going down. And the red divergence warnings, those are pretty big deals, usually. Okay. When this one showed up right here, we had 2 months down. Okay. So you'll notice back in November, we just had that little inverted hammer, but that's pretty much been blown away because this candlestick right now, at least in the first week, is pretty strong for December, yeah? Now, of course, there's 2.5, 3 weeks left of December. Where are we at here? What's today's date? Today is, the 8th. So, yeah, we still got pretty much 3 weeks left of December, right? So we'll see what this candlestick does for the rest of the month. But right now, on a monthly time frame, it's looking pretty strong. The divergence warnings are probably going to play out in the future, but for right now, things look strong. Let's look at the weekly. Okay, that's a very strong candlestick for the week. Basically, this one candlestick is almost made up the entire previous 2 weeks worth of downtrend, right? Not quite, but almost. So if you take that range there and that range there, you're almost getting it back on this candlestick right there. Okay, not quite because you got an upper wick and a lower wick here on these two candlesticks, there and there, but it's making up a good portion of it. So, and these indicators, they look pretty strong. These divergence warnings here, especially that one and these right here, those are false flags. The red divergence warnings we had back here, man, they were spot on, guys. Look at that. Red divergence warning, boom, 2 weeks down. Very nice. Okay. Very nice. Right on time. Sweet. Worked really good. Okay, so on the weekly, we're pretty good distance above the 50. This didn't even get anywhere near the 50 on the weekly chart. Nowhere close. Okay. My thoughts on the daily is, yeah, it's strong. The daily chart as a whole looks strong, but this candlestick right here wasn't very confidence building. But that's kind of typical after a big run up. When you have a candlestick like that, a big run up. I even said yesterday that I said it's possible today's candlestick could be red. It almost was, right? It's like fractionally green, and that's very common to get 110? Yeah, at 110 candlestick on that one. Okay, and the next day it would be very common to see a red candlestick or a small one. So no surprise there. But I would not be surprised right now if this candlestick was a decent green candlestick tomorrow. Okay. Not surprised based on what I'm looking at. It could reverse. The Big Daddy could be telling us something to come. But, overall, my impressions are the daily chart looks strong. Okay. And until we get something else that tells us otherwise, Okay. In other words, if we got another, let's just say tomorrow was red and the next day was red like that. Okay. Then we're looking. Oh my gosh, we're approaching the 50. We're doing something else, right? You follow what I mean? Okay, premium members. Let's switch over to the hourly. Okay. What's going on here? What happened today in the hourly? So this was the beginning of the day right there last night. Okay, that candlestick right there, that's the new one, so forget that. That's a new session starting, okay? So here's the deal. Looks like I did say that I thought we would either get price down or prices would go flat at the hourly, and it did. It did exactly that. But what it didn't do is I thought it would go up. I thought from here if we got flat, we'd go up. It didn't happen. Okay? Got a crossover on the MACD, and it went down instead. Okay, there was an opportunity right here. At 7 o'clock this morning my time, that is opportunity. For sure. Even the beginning of that candlestick, which was 4 o'clock my time, that was opportunity. I really hope people are understanding, I know that we're above the 50, and I probably generally wouldn't trade short on the 50, but if you wanted to, you could trade that candlestick right there on a short side. Okay. And then when we got this bounce on this candlestick, that candlestick was tradable. And then you just stayed in it. Though look at this craziness, guys. Look at the MACD. Pointing down. So right now on the hourly, boy, this doesn't look strong at all. I mean, it could cross over here. It's kind of getting pinched, and it could cross over and go up. Yeah, that's on the daily chart, things look strong to me. So this is just getting started, so we don't really know for sure where this thing's going to go. But getting back to do I have a drawing set here? Yeah, let me look at the hourly. So this hourly right now, yeah, we're going to have to take a close look at this over the next day or two to see what's up with this hourly. I did say a few days ago, the hourly, these hourly cycles, they can change very quick. Okay. So we're going to watch because that's clearly a low right there. We're going to very carefully watch. Sometimes you'll get something like that. Like you'll get, look right here. You'll get this. And the people say, oh, the hourly cycle changed. No, it didn't change. It didn't change because that's still clearly a low, and that's clearly a low, and that's clearly a low. So you could get a mid-cycle low, but this also could be what's called a left-hand translation on the hourly chart. And that's kind of what it looks like to me. It's possible. Okay? But these three candlesticks here that stalled, that's kind of typical where you would see when you have a strong market. You get a stalling in price rather than a decline in price. So we're going to have to see how this plays out. I don't want to change the hourly pattern, the hourly cycles yet. I want to see where's our next big low. If this all it was, and then this green candlestick was the only thing we got, see, because I don't talk about this a lot, but on cycle analysis, normally you expect prices to go up as you come out of the cycle low. And they really just didn't. They came down. You did get that big green candlestick right there, even though I know you can't see it, but right there's a big green candlestick, okay? And then it came down pretty harsh, okay? So, and what was that, 6, 7 o'clock? 9 o'clock, sorry, my time. So the start of the day wasn't very confidence building. Kind of a weak day, okay? So I want to see what this thing does. If it curls up and goes up, then great. These are going to obviously follow suit. Okay, but if it doesn't, though right now it looks like it wants to do it. Okay, I just don't know if we have a left-hand translation. If we have a left-hand translation, then this will fail and start coming down, going into, see, when is that? What is that cycle low? That cycle low, guys, will be 6 p.m. 6 p.m. December 9th, my time, Texas time. Okay, so keep that in mind. Just make a note of that. 6 p.m. December 9th, Texas time. Okay, so we definitely want to watch that. On the daily, I think things look strong, but we're definitely at a crossroads on what the market's going to do. It's pretty close to trying to go all-time highs. Okay, right now it's still well above the 50-hour. So until it breaks below that, things still continue to look strong, okay? Let's look at the 5-minute here. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of opportunity, in my opinion, today in the S&P 500. I mean, you had a little bit of this, but trading short above the 50 is risky, and you did have that. So that was kind of nice. It went from 46.75 to whatever that is, 46.95. So there was a little bit of opportunity there late in the day. Okay. But check this out, guys. Of course, this was all when time was going down. A lot of volume. Yeah, that was not so much. Just high volume. Then the volume dropped off. Okay, decent volume here, but not as good. And then volume today was crap. Look at that volume, nothing. That is some low, nothing volume. Typical of watching the paint dry and prices go up. That is very typical of what you begin to see as prices go up. The volume comes down and prices start creeping up. All right, so we're going to keep an eye on that. Let's look at the 5-minute. Finish this up. What we got going on here? Back this off a little bit. Wow, 5:45 in the morning. See, that's why I always advocate looking at multiple time frames, because look at this stuff over here, guys. Look at that candlestick there at 8 a.m. I mean, you see it's below the 50 on the 5-minute chart, right? Because remember, we're looking at the 5-minute chart here. And you got some stuff going on there. You probably got stopped out, but then that candlestick right there, oh my gosh, and especially that one. That was tradable. This candlestick right here, that's a nice candlestick, definitely tradable. 11 points in range. Okay. Then I wouldn't trade any of that. Okay, that one's tradable just because of its length. You traded about halfway down. Very choppy though. Very choppy. Okay, and then oh my gosh, just not easy to trade any of this. Okay. So you almost had to wait till that candlestick right there. Just not a very tradable day. A lot of chop, up and down, up and down. Okay, it was above the 50, but you know, and this little section in here is tradable, but you got to stomach it, because you got to stomach that and that and that. Right, there's just today, in my opinion, there were other products trade. I didn't trade the indexes today, or the indices, whichever way you want to pronounce it. I didn't trade them. I'm like, this is garbage. I didn't touch any of it. Oats was the trade of the day for me. So anyway, tomorrow on the daily, things look strong. On that hourly chart, guys and gals, that's definitely a wait and see right there. What is this thing going to do? Is it going to turn over and get strong? Okay, we may get into that choppy, watch the paint dry too. That's also a possibility. But this is the thing I'd really be watching. Does it come down into this cycle low right here on the hourly chart? Okay. Again, what was that? 5 or 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. my time. I want to see if this. What I'm really looking to see is does the hourly cycle pattern, has it changed? Because right now I don't know if it's changed. It looks like it's like something may have changed here. Okay. Just based on that, you know. Okay. So that's my take on the S&P 500. I'd say just keep an eye on it, see what it does coming down into there. This just doesn't look tradable right at the moment. There's just other products to trade. You don't forget, check out gold, check out crude. I'll put all that out later. Okay, the grains. There are other products that potentially trade. I haven't looked at natural gas yet, but when those come out later today, those are going to be ones I'll talk about, whichever ones I think are tradable. At the moment, at least right now at the moment, I don't see the S&P 500 being tradable. It's just not that nonsense. Look at this whole day, which started right there. What is that? Who's going to trade that? A little bit of opportunity there at the end of the day, which there was some opportunity there. That was a nice few hours of the trading right there for sure. So hopefully somebody took advantage of that, but, not exactly huge. All right, that's it for now. Talk to you all real soon again next time.